Welcome to Carol Journey TV. Today we have a very exciting show. We're going to focus in on my daughter, Dorina Smith, who is a marathon runner. To be a marathon runner, you have to be able to run 26.1 miles. And that 26.1 miles is almost equivalent to all the boroughs here in New York City, from Staten Island to Brooklyn, to Queens, to Manhattan, and to the Bronx. That constitute approximately 26.1 miles. And we're going to show bits of clips. We're going to show short clips of her journey to becoming a marathon runner.
So, Jill, our award ceremony is going to take place back in the festival area about 10 minutes from now. And I guess about an hour and 10 minutes from now. We're Brooklyn in the house. There you go.
Hey, I got the trip.
Rocking the Salt of the Mafia Sox jersey.
Got some NYC coming to our finish line right now.
So I guess about an hour and 10 minutes from now, we're going to have our kids' races, which Jill and I are going to take home for y'all. And that'll be a good time.
It is a must-see.
A must-see event. Just like all of you are doing right now, great job from some of our recent finishers. Stu and Ann, Abby, Kate, we got you out there. Liz, Susie. Well done, ladies and gentlemen.
So how was it?
It was great. I started off cold. When I got here, it was about 60 degrees, so I was a little freezing. As soon as we got up that hill, that's when it was on.
Oh yeah?
It was on and popping.
So what was your time? Your time was good?
My time was about 48 minutes. I started slowing down a little bit, especially when we went up the hill. But out of all the races I've done, this is by far the one that I look forward to. It's not only the fact that it's in Harlem. I don't have to say anything about it. You can figure that out. But it's the community, it's the energy, and the spirit of the people. This race I do every year. This is the one race I look forward to.
Okay.
I'm done for the day. And tomorrow I have 20 miles to do.
Uh-oh. So this was 3 miles.
This is 3 miles. Tomorrow I have to do anywhere between 20 and 22 miles as part of my marathon training. So I got to go home and rest up now. But I look forward to this every year. This is the one.
Hey, what's up, people? My name is Colt Vaughn Flowers. Everybody know me as Captain Colt, a Black Man Run New York City chapter. And here today, we're here to support, the Honorable Percy Sutton. Today, we're giving our medals to our brothers who completed their first 5K. And we do this every year, to give respect to Percy Sutton and what he's done for the community. Again, like I said, we are the chapter of New York City. Also, we have New Jersey here. And what we're doing is we're here to motivate and inspire brothers. Social media, you can reach us on Black Men Run New York City, Instagram at Black Men Run NYC, all one word. So all you gotta do is just suit up, lace up, come to Prospect Park, meet us at Grand Army Plaza every Sunday, 9:15 a.m. And right now we're doing Wingate Wednesdays at Wingate Park in Brooklyn from 7:15 p.m. to 9. So come out, all you gotta do is lace up, come out, no man left behind, don't worry about how fast or slow, just come out and we're here for you. Healthy brotherhood.
This is the Ola Apollo cycle.
Hey, how you doing?
Pictures?
I'm doing video.
Oh, okay. Here's the rest of the Harlem Cycle team.
That's the Harlem cycle team.
Nice.
So how'd you guys do?
What'd you do?
Straight out of breath, exactly what that shirt says. Exactly out of breath. But we finished, that's all that matters.
That's it. That's it. Are you doing the Bronx Mile?
Yeah. No, but Sean is from our team.
She's a Bronx Mile? Okay.
We got a representative out there.
I have one more and then I'm qualified for the New York City for next year. This is my 8th race.
Oh, nice.
This is number 8. So I got the Bronx Tamala and the 18K tune-up.
18K.
Yeah, you have to do an 18K before you do a marathon. It's recommended.
Oh.
And that's 18K around Central Park. Yeah.
Those hills though.
They had a whole
Ladies had fun?
Yes, we did.
You
yes,
did?
we did. Yes.
Finished it?
Yes, finished it strong.
All right.
Some of my friends at work, they are running in, they've done the Japan, Chicago, London, and I think there's the international, they're trying to get that circuit.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Right.
Did they have anything, because I'm trying to figure out which one to do. Did they have anything that one country they liked over another, or they just, did you notice anything like, oh yeah, you know what, Tokyo, I think out of all of them, this was my thing. How did they feel about each?
I tell you what, really? When it comes right down to the New York,
Okay.
I think it's...
Oh, okay.
Because if you haven't run in New York, it's more than just a run.
Got you.
It's part of it's a celebration.
Right.
You know, I mean, when you come across the Arizona Bridge, going to
Brooklyn.
Yeah, going to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
It's like, man, the people are just lined up and they just cheer you on. You have bands and everyone comes out. It's a celebration. So it carries you through the race. They say that there's nothing like it.
There's nothing like New York.
No,
yeah.
and I had to experience it, and it's true. I haven't run any other marathon, but if it's anything like New York is just.
Yeah, that's it.
It's phenomenal.
Wow.
It really is. So you're in New York.
She currently belongs to a group called Black Girls Run. And we do have on YouTube previous runs that she has done that's featured on the YouTube channel, Carol Journey TV. When she first started running, she started running with a group of young ladies, and she started her run. It was very short. It was a half marathon when she started, and she started on the concourse. And from there, she went to the Percy Sutton race. She did Percy Sutton, and then she did Central Park, and then she did her first big marathon run that was in Chicago, Illinois. And she's sort of preparing herself for the New York City run at the present time. So we're going to be showing you clips of some of the runs that she has performed and show how she progressed from being a casual runner to a marathon runner.
How you doing?
Oh my
Good.
God!
Staying warm?
You made it! Yes! What is your park?
About a quarter mile away.
See this man right here? Straight
Yeah.
ahead, he's 62.
Oh yeah?
Yep.
All right.
I'm gonna go get my donut real quick. I'm about to faint. Oh God.
The Black Girls Run is a combination of young ladies, African American, Latinos, and African women who have come together as a group under the Black Girls Run International to run in the different marathons and races all over the country. And she had a pleasure belonging to this distinguishing group of women who want to show that they can achieve and accomplish and complete some of the runs that they have done. When you complete a run, a marathon run or half marathon run or whatever it might be, if you complete it, you get a medal. And we're going to show you medals that she received for her completion of the run. The important thing about running is to be able to complete your task, to be able to complete the run. If you complete the run, and it doesn't really matter exactly how many minutes per mile that you run, as long as you're able to complete it, you receive a medal. Now, my daughter Dorina has been doing these runs for the past 2 years. So she started off doing small trips and then wound up doing a marathon. And this will be her second marathon. No, sorry, it'll be her third marathon run. She recently completed a run in Central Park, which covered a vast area in Central Park. And for those of you who are runners, you know what Central Park is like because there's constant hills that you have to run up and down in Central Park. I think the main thing is having a proper diet, being able to have the endurance by exercising to be able to complete these tasks and everything. I thought perhaps it might have been, I used to be a sprinter, and to hear somebody running 26.1 miles, I just couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine them doing it. I just could not imagine. And then equally, what I couldn't imagine is how they were able to run a number of miles and they were able to time and clock down the minutes of which they were able to complete the runs. So it's like one of the fastest runners are the people who come from, I believe, Kenya. And they run like gazelles. It's a beautiful thing to see how they run and pick up their pace in running. Now, if you go to YouTube channel, you'll be able to see some of those runs. I would also like to hear from the runners community. And I'd like to hear and like to be able to share your stories on Carol Journey TV. Okay. We're going to cut to a PSA, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Thank you.
Because of you, I felt hopeless.
Because you told me you didn't like my voice, I started to not like it either.
I know it was a joke, but it still hurt me.
Because you said rude things about my work, I started to question my own voice.
Because of your negative comments online, I've almost quit doing the one thing that makes me happiest in life.
Because you shared something about me that was private, I felt embarrassed.
Because you said hi to me on the first day of school, I felt included and I knew that I was going to be okay.
Because of you, I felt wanted and not alone in this world.
Because of you sharing your story with me, I feel comfortable sharing my own.
Because you were there for me, I feel beautiful.
Because you were there when I was coming out, you helped me regain my confidence.
I'm still here today because of you.
We now are going to show the most recent clip that my daughter did. This particular run started at 161st Street in the Bronx, went up to Meshulah Parkway, and then went over towards Webster Avenue, and then went back down to 161st Street. I was just amazed and surprised at the number of runners that participated at this Bronx Half Marathon. We also have interviews. We have interviews with some of the trainers. One of the interviews I recently did was with a trainer who was part of the Central Park running committee. And this young lady has over 400 runners that she trains and everything.
Devin Martin, I'm the head coach for Central Park Track Club New Balance.
Oh, wow, okay. And you're the head coach, and how many people do you coach with your
Well, we have a club of about 450 men and women.
Wow.
Of all ages, from everything from 18 to 80.
Okay, and how do you prepare them to run in these races?
Well, since this is a longer race, this is the Bronx 10 miler sponsored by New Balance.
Right.
We do a lot of mile repeats, tempo workouts, long runs, and so many of these people who are doing the Bronx 10 miler are preparing for the New York City Marathon. Yes, no, the marathon is quite a challenging event.
Right. Well, are there special diets and stuff that you recommend for your runners?
Well, I mean, you want to eat healthy, but I do, especially for females. Females have to be careful with anemia. So I do recommend, eating lots of iron-rich. Red meat is actually quite good for iron for women. So spinach and there's some salmon, different things that are really important for women in order to prevent anemia.
Okay. Now, what about in terms of equipment, shoes?
Oh, that's easy. New Balance.
Balance?
Yeah, I would race in for the marathon. I'd run in the New Balance 1400s. Those are probably the favorite shoe I recommend for the marathon.
Right. Now, what else do you do in terms of, like I know my daughter, her feet were in terrible shape after she finished running.
Yes.
And she had purchased running gear and started running in the brand new. So she had suffered a lot of chafing.
Oh yes, of course.
And she had to use a lot of glide and everything. But what do you recommend for runners now?
Well, I mean, I definitely recommend that when you're preparing for the marathon, on your you have a couple targeted big long runs, that you get in the outfit you're going to wear. Make sure you've got the shoes you're going to wear for the marathon because you want to break them in. You want to have the clothing. You want to be prepared because you don't want to start the starting line in like new shoes and new clothing. Because you gotta make sure that everything feels good. Those long runs are like trial runs.
Right. Okay. Have you done any triathlons or any of that stuff?
Years ago, I did do a couple triathlons, but not my thing. But we have a couple pro triathletes on our club, which we're quite proud of. That's another challenging event, just like the marathon is the triathlon.
And like I said before, we're looking for stories of runners, because this is going to be a series, and we'd like to be able to hear from you.
They call me Coachy because I am a certified running coach. I've been running for over 45 years. I've done over 30 marathons, ultra marathon. I climbed the Empire State Building run up. So I do a lot of sports. I'm learning how to swim so I can ultimately do a triathlon. That is my ultimate goal. That is really my ultimate goal. And we've recently founded this team called the Startline Runners. So we founded this team, Coach Theo and I. We founded this team because we want to give back to the community. We want to be able to pass the joy of running that we have and instill it into the community. We want to get people healthy in the Bronx. The Bronx is known to be the most unhealthy county of all the counties. Of 62 counties, we're the most unhealthy. So we're working to improve the health in the community, get people moving for better health.
We started with, I was overweight. I wanted to lose a couple of pounds, so I started running. And I got hooked. So I've been running for over 20 years. Wow, 20 years? I had stopped. I did like 2 marathons, New York City Marathon. And now I'm just getting back. And I just hooked up with this team.
Hi. Hello, my name is Yomara. Everybody calls me Seal for short. How I got started in running. So a friend of mine, good friend of mine, who's also like my sister, she was training. She was training with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society because her sister was at that time suffering from leukemia. So she trained, she fundraised, and she became a mentor to me when, in fact, another girlfriend of mine, her sister was going through the same thing. She was suffering from that time from leukemia and almost at death. So I decided that I wanted to dedicate a race to her, and that I would fundraise. I would train, I would fundraise, and eventually I would hit the pavement. So that's really how I got started. I pretty much was working I was training with this group called TNC, Team and Training, with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and I did my first 10K with them, and then from there I just took off. Then I found this beautiful community of women that ran, and that was my sisterhood. I found women of color that looked like me that were runners, and we all came in all shapes and sizes and color, and we just took off. Fast forward to now, I've been running for almost 10 years, and now it's time to pay it forward. I always feel like things are more fruitful and more successful when it's done in unison, when it's done in companionship, when you can pretty much, share it with someone. So that's how we got started with our group Starline Runners, because we wanted to pay it forward. We wanted to share what we love and what we're passionate about and train with. And yes, so it's been almost 10 years, certified running coach, and I just love the community and giving back to the community. And also, in addition to being a running coach and having Starlight Runners, I'm also a Shape Up NYC fitness instructor, so I do teach fitness in the neighborhood. So yeah, so that's pretty much in a gist where I am with this, and hope to continue and pay it forward.
I've been running maybe 10 years.
How many years?
10. Not that long. 10 years.
How did you start running?
I was doing a walk in Central Park, and there was an older couple, and they were beating me. So I couldn't let them beat me, so I started running, and I've been running ever since. That was how it started.
How many marathons have you done?
I've walked 2 and run 1. I'd like to run another one, but injury has prevented me from running another one, so it's been a little bit difficult.
Actually, I've been running since I was young. Like, I used to run track in high school, and I used to run as a child when I used to run on my block. Like we used to do like relay races and stuff like that. And also I have 3 brothers, and I used to race their friends, and I was always like the fastest runner on the block. Like yeah, it always was embedded in me to run. Like, and actually I want to give you just a little story. When I was young, I got kind of sick, and with the prognosis was that I would never be able to walk correctly, or I wouldn't be able to run. But God healed me, and ever since then I just been running. Like I did take a little break after I had my son, but then I went right back into it. So actually I've been running, you could say, for a good 20 years. But getting involved in my community and running races, I've been doing that for like 3 years. And I started a group this year back in March called Rocket Gals. So it's a group actually to encourage women to be more active and just come out and try to get yourself healthy and get involved in the community, and stuff like that.
Hi everybody, my name is Dorina Smith. Everybody calls me Dee. I started running a couple of years ago. I didn't sign up for any competitions. It was basically a way to stay healthy and fit. Somewhere along the line, about 2 years ago, I decided to join Black Girls Run. And then from there, I was referred to Gisela Perez, the 161st Street running group. And I started running with that group, 161st Street, with Gisela. She's the moderator for that particular group. So what happened was, from there, she actually encouraged me to sign up for a bunch of races. And the next thing I know, the following year later, I did actually my first marathon, which was in Chicago. This year, currently, I am also a member of the Start Line Runners, and we meet every Saturday. And one thing that I really appreciate is the group dynamic. And I absolutely enjoy running with these ladies. I've had a great time with them. I've been running for about, I would say about 4 or 5 years on and off.
I want to thank you for tuning in and listening and viewing Carol Journey TV. And we will have more stories about runners and the runners community. I would like to hear from other runners. I would like to be able to share your story with our audience and how you are able to accomplish your task. Because I think this is one of running. The running community it's a community that is global. You have runners all over. You have different marathons in Paris, Amsterdam, London, Canada, just virtually around the world. And it seems, I've gone to the runs, and there's a certain amount of excitement. Even though you're not running, you still feel excited, particularly if you have an individual in your family or friend, or someone who's doing something to benefit the breast cancer or one of the different health organizations. So it's kind of exciting to be able to see them. And I think the biggest thrill comes when the runner is able to complete their task and you see them as they're coming in after a long run. I want to thank you very much.